Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very posh, classy video. This is going to be my video of some of the classiest, poshest, swishest knives on the market today. Okay, enough with the posh voice. These are some of my, I'd say, very upmarket knives, classy knives. Now, classy, posh, elegant, they all mean different things for different people. We've got to agree on that. Some people may look at posh as being high class, expensive, exclusive, superior. Other people may look at it as being ritzy or just select or fashionable, stylish. Some of these knives cost a lot of money, and some of them are one-offs, they're limited, but some of them are just normal everyday price knives. I'm going to go through them I'm going to start with the least expensive to some of the more expensive ones. Now, what I think as a classy knife is just something that wouldn't look out of place on a suit. If you're going out, going to church, going to mosque even, wherever you're going, where you need to be smart, it just goes with what you're wearing. It reflects what you're wearing. It complements what you're wearing. Knives are jewellery for men. Well, a lot of people would think that. We can't wear all the necklaces and the rings and earrings, and we can't wear all those things that women can. Well, some men do, but anyway. So I think it's like having a smartwatch. A smartwatch with a suit or a smart clothes. It complements your image. So, I think that this Victorinox Soldier is quite classy. It's got the nice silver Alox handle scales. It's got the stainless steel. It has all of these pins. I think it's quite classy. I think that wouldn't look out of place on a businessman or someone who's dressing smart. It has your stainless steel large blade, your reamer. Doesn't have a small backup blade, but it does have your bottle opener and your can opener, which of course, you know, if you're into pen knives, they can be used as other things other than what they're kind of meant to be used for. So that's quite cheap there. Moving up on the scale a little bit, I actually think that this CRKT Persian is very classy. If I can get a close-up, I'll put the macro mode on, so should be able to see some of the classiness about this knife. It looks gold, doesn't it? It really does. I've got a review on this, but I think that looks like a really classy blade, classy knife. Yeah, it is definitely more form than function because of where your finger's going to be going, and you know, no jimping and things. Not really, you know, tactical, is it? But it's quite a classy looking knife, even though it's quite cheap. So I think that's quite classy. Moving up the scale a little bit more. These are all similar price ranges now. I'll go for the Burka Plus Subcom 42. It's got the titanium handle scales, titanium pocket clip. 440C, it's good. It's a high-end stainless steel, and quite comfortable. But many people may view that as a lethal weapon. But anyway, I think that's quite a classy knife. You can remove the pocket clip and have it quite thin, but I think that falls into my definition of classy. And in America, of course, legally, I'm sure that you could have that as a frame lock, but here in the UK, we can't. However, this is still legal to carry because it does not lock. So I think that's quite classy, and this is like the £40-ish range, 40 to £50. I actually do think that this Kershaw Cryo is quite classy looking, if you can cover up the rust marks on it. This knife gets a lot of hate. I don't know why. People just don't think it's that good, but it's been winning awards and things recently, and I do like this design. And yes, it is a poor man's Hinderer, but and it is heavy, but I think that is quite classy, and it's just fun to play with. It's a nice flipper, and but I think that's quite classy, really. I mean, it would look classier if the screws weren't as black and as polished, and if they were flush, but I think that falls into my category of classy. Case knives, they're collectors, aren't they? I mean, a lot of people will use Rough Riders and CRKT knives, but case knives, they're collectors, they're showpieces, and I think case knives are quite classy. They're not really functional. Yes, they are a blade with a sharp edge to them, and you can use them, but I think they're quite classy, whatever colour you get, and you could even get colours to go with your suit or complement your suit. But anyway, I think case knives are quite classy. And finally, in my mid kind of range priced knives, classy knives, I think the CRKT Swindle is quite classy. It's got this these aluminium handle scales with the frame lock, with the ball bearing system in there. There's no spring. It just flies out that quick because of the ball bearings in the pivot system there. And the pocket clip is quite funky too, but I think that's quite classy because it's got this these nice scales that kind of look a little bit like titanium. Very useful blade shape, and not your traditional blade shape either. Ken Onion design, I think that's quite classy. The ribbed one with the Sandvik steel is also equally as classy, if not more. So I think that's quite classy. Now we're moving into a bit more of the expensive knives, a bit more exclusive, superior, and upmarket knives. Of course, they cost a lot more. So I think the next one, price-wise, would probably be this one right here, the Kershaw Leak with Damascus blade steel. I do like the Damascus. I think on this knife it's very nice. I think these were limited as well. Another Ken Onion design when he designed this for Kershaw. Pocket clip, it's just where it is. They could get rid of that, the safety lock feature. Get rid of that, Kershaw, and move your pocket clip higher up, and then it would carry deeper, and then you'd basically have a perfect knife. But it's a very nice blade shape, very useful tip, and a nice Damascus blade steel. I think that's quite classy with a black suit, and it's also very fast deployment and fun to play with. Beyond that knife, I would actually say that the Spyderco Sage 1 be the next most expensive, and this is a classy knife, you've got to admit that. Look at it, look at the carbon fibre, the weave texture that they have implemented on this handle scale. Obviously I must stress it's not complete carbon fibre, it's just a carbon fibre overlay, but nonetheless it really makes this knife pop out to you in 3D, and I think the design, the carbon fibre type, is much nicer than the Cali 3 and the 3.5, which are considerably more expensive. But those two knives, I must say, are very classy looking as well. But with the S30V and the lovely liners, and how just the workmanship of this knife is just incredible. It really is testament to Taichung and Taiwan and Spyderco's quality control they have there. Deployment is super smooth, very nice blade steel, very comfortable. 90 grams ish. I mean, that is a classy knife. Next one would probably be this Victorinox CDC. It's 91 out of 100 there. The N690 BO steel. It's this one is actually UK legal to carry as well. Would I carry it though? Not sure. It's got this lovely red micarta handle scale and titanium with the other side, with the titanium pocket clip, and you can have it tip up or tip down. Of course I would have it tip up, and it's got this nice kind of lanyard, and it's got the Henny Haynes logo, because this was a collaboration for 2012, and this is a very nice knife, very classy, with the titanium, a very nice polished blade, and super steel. So that's the Victorinox. The next classy knife would probably be this one. Now, as you can see, there's not really any G10. I mean, yeah, the Persian has a bit of G10, and obviously the Sage 1 has a tiny bit of G10 just on top of their liners. I mean, this is the full G10 knife in this classy overview, but it's grey. It's grey G10, and the workmanship, it works well with the full backspacer, the full line backspacer, which is very flush to the handle scale. And this is the Spyderco Super Blue. It's got this super blue blade steel, which I've read that it is a very, very high edge retention, similar to ZDP 189, but of course it's much easier to sharpen. So and this is actually my best steel that I own at the moment, and it's a lockback, so deployment isn't going to be super quick, but it is very nice and smooth, and it's very, very comfortable. I have always said, and I always will say, that the Cali 3 and this series, like the UK PK, they're the most comfortable knives Spyderco make. A very close second would be the Paramilitary 2, but put it this way, Sal Glesser carries a 3.5, and that just goes to show you, and he's the owner of Spyderco, by the way, so he just goes to show you how much he loves the Cali series and he values them, because let's face it, he could carry a Paramilitary 2 or anything really, couldn't he? Anyway, so that's a very classy knife. The grey G10 isn't too kind of cheap looking, but I think that's a classy knife. Then we move on to two titanium knives. This one is my most expensive UK legal to carry knife. I think if you try and import it from America, if you can dodge the customs tax and things, I'm obviously not promoting that, but we all know that customs can't open every package. But if you are, if they don't check it, well then that's good. I bought mine in the UK, so I paid, you know, top dollar or top pound for mine. But if you can, and they don't, and customs don't charge you, I think you can get it. You know, we're talking £20 to £30 a little bit cheaper. But this is my most expensive UK legal carry. It's titanium handle scales with the CPM S30V, made in Golden, Colorado. Designed by, obviously, Mr. Sal Glesser. Very comfortable. Basically the same handle scale shape as the Cali, as the Super Blue. So it's extremely comfortable, and it has a nice weight to it, being titanium. Very nice weight to it. And the back spring is somewhere in between the new UK PK and the old one. It's I think it's just right. I think the new UK PK is just a little bit too stiff, and of course the old UK PK is a little bit too loose. But anyway, that is a very classy knife. Now I've just got to wait for them to bring it out in carbon fibre or something like that, or fluted titanium. But yeah, that's a nice classy knife. Probably would wear that with a suit or something, but you've got to be ever mindful of the weight of these knives, because that is it's quite weighty now. And finally, my most expensive classy knife, which I don't even think is the most classy looking, to be honest. I think the Sage 1 and the Burka are quite classy, probably the Kershaw even. And this is my most expensive knife at the moment, but this is shot in September, so this video is probably out in November, October, November, it depends. And this is the Sage 2. Again, very similar to Sage 1, just a few grams heavier, with full titanium handle scales, all flush, no liners, with a Chris Reeves integral lock. So that's basically a frame lock, a lock that's incorporated into the frame, and the speed of deployment does suffer slightly. You can still flick it open very quickly though, because of the bronze phosphor bushings, but still, it's very nice blade steel again, and quite classy looking. Again, it's comfortable, and just a very classy, stylish knife. Well, I think all of these, in their own little ways, are quite stylish, but I just looked at my collection and thought, what are elegant, stylish knives, and if I have bought any stylish, very expensive, you know, posh, upmarket knives since this video, of course I apologise, and you'll know if I have or not, because the unboxings and the reviews will keep coming, and in the review I will probably mention that it should have been in this video. But anyway, that's been my kind of a classy knife overview of what I think is classy and upmarket and things. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be very expensive, just that it looks, you know, it could complement something smart, something upmarket. Please do comment below your own interpretation of elegant or exclusive knives that you own. Even put a video response of a few of them if you have ones that you're really pleased of, not ones that you use every day and that you're really, you know, proud of or anything like that, and but just I encourage that. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. If you have liked this video, once again, don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. Take care.